I've always wanted to do that, the big gestures, getting all of the members of the band up on stage. So good morning, everyone. I am Guy, here in my role as the Chief First Assistant to Mariella and Lisa, who are really the leaders of the house band. I get that title, but they do all the work, so it's the best of all possible worlds. Our opening song is one that we've done before. It is called Lead with Love. It is a very easy song to sing. We not only welcome, but encourage you to join in. Belt it out, it's very catchy. It's got a very simple chorus. The verses are call and response. So I will sing something out, hopefully on key. You will sing it back, and then we will continue on. All good? All right. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. Look up ahead. The path is there. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. I know you're scared. And I'm scared too. And I'm scared too. But here I am. But here I am. Right next to you. Right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. All right. She was gently placing the tambourine down below. Well, good morning again. My name is Guy Belperche, and my pronouns are he and him. I am serving as your treasurer and member of the board. Before continuing, I want to acknowledge that our campus is located on traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory. We respect their valuable past and present contributions to this land and recognize and respect the cultural diversity that they and all First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people bring to Ottawa and to Canada. We accept that the ongoing work of reconciliation is a responsibility of this congregation and indeed of all Canadians. A few announcements. Our Embracing Diversity team asks us to save the following dates well in the future, so you got some time. August 23rd will be our Pride service. And on August 30th, we will be participating in the Pride Parade downtown. More details to come. The Environmental Action Group's Spring Free from Plastics 26 Promotion continues until the end of May. You can visit their table in Fellowship Hall after today's service to sign related petitions, not positions, or use the links in the EUU to do the same. Our food cupboard now has a small refrigerator, which will offer dairy products and fresh produce. Please let us know if you have suggestions or requests for the refrigerator. 2 fundraisers for the food cupboard are coming up soon. The Beacon Band concert on Wednesday, May 27th, that's a week and a half, and a groove dance session on Tuesday, June 16th. See the upcoming events section of the EUU for more information. And a final notice, on the back of today's order of service, in the coming up section, you will see that on Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30, there is an Empowering Upstanders workshop in room 3. Registration for that session is required, and there's only 1 spot left. So if you've been kind of waiting, don't wait too much longer, or it won't be there for you. And thanks very much.
Thanks, Guy. Welcome. Good morning. It's a long weekend and you're here. Thank you for being here this morning. So good morning, I'm the Reverend Lara Cowtan. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm joined in the chancel this morning by our worship associate, Kate Kirkwood, and our music director, Jen Bernson, is away doing some music study this weekend. And so we're delighted to have our music led by our house band today. And can we just give them some appreciation as we get going? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, house band. You guys are awesome. It is good to be together this morning. If this is your very first time at the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa, we welcome you. And if you've been coming here for decades, you can't even count the years anymore, we're so glad you are with us. You are all welcome here. And if you're joining us online, I see you, I know you're there, and know that you can greet one another in the YouTube chat and just say hello and comment back and forth, which I don't encourage here in the sanctuary. You have some freedoms online. So I appreciate you being here. We know that you're here with us. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to those of you who are visiting us today, if you're new here, or if you feel like you're new here. And I invite you to go to our welcome table at the back. We've got really greeting type people back there. Hi, Carol. And learn more about this congregation and how you can deepen your connection here and help us to get to know you. And join us in the fellowship hall after worship, and also in the conversation room if you want to talk about the service after. Whoever you are, however you express yourself and your love in the world, and whatever brings you into this sanctuary this morning, whatever you're carrying, know that your gifts and your wounds, your laughter and your tears are welcome in this community. We hope that your time here with us this morning helps you to find and keep your balance and to live lives of integrity, service, and joy. This morning, we continue to explore our monthly theme of liberating love. And to do that, to get us started, we're going to acknowledge that the order of service is not always perfect, nor should it be, which frees us in ways. And so we are going to join in singing the hymn, which is in your teal hymnals if you want to follow along to music. Love Will Guide Us, number 131, and the lyrics will be on your screen.
All right, I'm introducing, but you guys all know this hymn. We sing it quite often. So let's go.
And we're welcoming Keith Shackelford for the first time to the house band, playing the accordion and the concertina. And this morning, he and Pat McDonald, our pianist, are going to play it once through, and then we'll start singing.
I should have brought my notes up so I would have known to do that. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Thank you, house band. It's a great start. Good morning, everyone. Our centering words this morning are a responsive reading by Sherry Woodbury. It's entitled, Love is the Center and Foundation. So please join me in sharing these words. The words will appear up there, and I'll start and you'll respond. Again, we reground ourselves here in our highest values. Love is the center and foundation of this faith. Love is the power that holds us together as a community. As we enter into worship, then, let's open our hearts to the healing power of liberating love. Because love is not only something we receive, but something we practice in community. Let fall away all that might distract us from the wholehearted practice of love. Let us be accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. As we continue to listen and learn, to act and grow, may each unfold in wholeness, both deeply loving and truly loved. I'm now going to light the chalice. Do I have a little helper to come, Salma? I think people are going to help in spirit. Would you like? Sure. Come on up. Great. Somebody can light, somebody can blow it up. Oops. I think we put it out. Oh, it's good. There we are. We don't need to. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. Chalice, chalice, burning bright, help remind us with your light of how we like to live each day with love and truth. Help lead the way.
Today, as our time for all ages, we have a very special celebration in the life of this congregation and in the life of a young child. This ceremony is both ancient and timeless. Out of reverence for the miracle and mystery of life in children and in us all, we celebrate a sacred tradition of blessing and naming a child. And it's our tradition to dedicate ourselves to them as they learn and grow amongst us. Before we invite up the family, I invite up Jody McIntosh, our Director of Religious Exploration, to lead us in a reading.
Good morning. To ground us this morning, in this moment, let us begin with sharing and reading the words of Kahil Gibran from the prophet. I will begin, and then you will come in. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself.
They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you.
You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts.
You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, but even in your dreams.
You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday.
You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth.
The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite and bends you with might that the arrows may go swift and far.
Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. I now invite up here the parents and family who bring their child to be dedicated today. Ali Hobson and Mark Brunette and their daughter Nora. And Jody and I also invite all the children and youth here to come forward so you can participate and witness in this special event. Please come forward. I know, the cushions are great. Come up here. No, just bring them forward for now. That's great. All right. Anyone else? Come on up. This is important. There you go. All right. Ali and Mark, what name do you give this child?
Nico.
Nico Alexander Hobson Brunette. Nico, with the touch of this water, the symbol of purity of your heart and mind, I dedicate your thoughts, your words, and your deeds to the spirit of all life and to the service of humanity. And I give you this rose. It has no thorns. There will be another rose later in your life that may challenge you more. This rose is a symbol of unfolding beauty to express our hopes that your precious life will unfold in all of its unique and natural splendor. May your feet keep you grounded, and may you travel lightly upon this earth. May your mind stay open. I know. May your mind stay open and guide you with curiosity and joy. And may your heart know love. And may your hands create beauty. Now for our words of dedication. These are promises that we all make to this child, Nico. Nora, can you help him with the rose? Thank you. Allie, Mark, Nora, will you love this child named Nico Alexander? And will you encourage Nico's love of others and of the truth? Will you strive to show him through your words and actions a life of meaning and beauty and joy? Will you wonder with Nico and grow with him and teach him and be ready to learn what he has to teach you? If so, please say, we will.
We will.
You too, Nora? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Jody?
All right. I'm just going to invite Nico to come over here a little bit. And now I'm going to invite all my children who are here, if you can actually come up and gather around Nico. You can sit on the stairs, gather around him, because now you have a little work to do. All right. So I have something special to say to all of you, my friends. Today, we officially welcome Nico to our community. We need you to help Nico grow up strong and wise and caring. He will look up to you and admire you and learn from all of you. So think about the questions that I am about to ask you, and at the end, if you agree, you will say yes. So, will you speak to Nico with kindness and love and treat him fairly? Do you promise to care for Nico, to share with him and learn with him and grow with him? If you agree, please say yes. I hear a lot of yeses. Thank you.
And now for the gathered congregation. It is our belief that every child is inherently worthy of love and is born with goodness in their hearts. By this service of dedication, we commit ourselves, we covenant as a community to the nurture of this beautiful child. Are you ready to dedicate yourselves as a community to Nico? Will you pledge this child your love and support with a listening ear and a helping hand in times of trial? Will you pledge a community of open-mindedness, a place where his beliefs and doubts and questions are received with gentleness and respect and curiosity? Will you challenge them? Yes. The skepticism of the too easy answer and a pointing to the ever open road is what this child needs from you. Will you pledge them roots, a tradition to pass on to their children, and a place to call home? We acknowledge the divine spark within each child here. May we be worthy guardians of this young life. May we build a community in which they will grow old, surrounded by beauty and embraced by love and cradled in the arms of peace. As we conclude this ceremony, let us rise up, welcome Nico, and sing our love for all of our children as they head to their classes.
Now ask our ushers to come forward as they're ready to do so. Thank you very much. The offerings collected each Sunday help us to live into our values within this congregation and in supporting many good works beyond our walls. We know that we are bound up with each other and our partners in the world, and that generosity is an expression of our faith. This month, our Sunday collections, unless you've marked it towards your pledge, will be split with our community partner, Chalice International, a Canadian charity working with refugees in East Africa and supporting community development in Burundi. Chalice International was founded by FirstU's affiliated community minister, Mwibutsa Nagijimana, known to many of us as Fulgence, whose ministry is rooted in working with refugees, strengthening communities, and nurturing Unitarian Universalist connections across Burundi and the wider East African region. Their work includes education initiatives like the Brilliant Minds program, which supports students from low-income families, as well as tuition support for university students. They've also helped build and sustain the Muhira Community Center, a welcoming, non-sectarian space where local people gather to name challenges, develop solutions, and shape their own futures. More recently, FCI has begun supporting teen mothers with financial literacy, practical skills, and small business opportunities that uphold both dignity and safety. Our congregation has been part of this work over many years through donations, collections, and sponsorship. Today, we continue that partnership. If you have a smartphone handy, you can use the QR code on the screen or the back of the order of service to make an online donation. As you give, know that your generosity supports community-led change, fostering resilience, opportunity, and hope. May the work of our hands and the generosity of our hearts be given in gratitude this day.
That is such a beautiful sound. Each time that we gather for worship, we set aside a moment to expand the caring ministry of this congregation. Together, we recognize the cycle of life and death, and the circle of love, compassion, and witness that is at the center of this and every sacred community. Let's take a moment to settle into this time. I invite you to take a deep breath, maybe scrunch up your shoulders, release them. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. We'll enter this time with the singing of our bowl. From the community outside of these walls, we share a stone of gratitude for the blooming flowers and the warming days, and a stone of concern for those living in conflict areas in the world and struggling with fear. And we place a stone of care and support for Reverend Ian Hill, a former ministerial intern here, as Ian this weekend joined with thousands of people and clergy and organizers in Selma, Alabama, answering a renewed call to march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in support of voting rights. We hold all who are traveling and organizing and marching in our hearts this weekend, doing the sacred work of building and sustaining a democracy where every voice matters and every person belongs. From among our community today, we have a card at our caring table for people to sign and add their wishes to, as we share a stone of celebration for the child's dedication ceremony we just witnessed of Nico Alexander, who is also today celebrating his first birthday. On this sacred day of dedication and commitment, we wish every good thing to Nico and his family. Another stone of celebration for the arrival of, and we have a photo, the arrival of the refugee who this congregation has sponsored, Magdalawit Getu, who goes by Soni. She was reunited with her family, Brooke and Emebi, and was met by members of FirstU's refugee team at the Ottawa airport on Tuesday. And we are delighted that Soni's long journey from Ethiopia has finally brought her to Canada. At this time, as you feel so moved, I invite you to come forward and share stones of sorrow or celebration, a concern or a joy that you're carrying in your hearts this morning. place a stone for those of you online who have been lifting up what's in your hearts in the silent sanctuary of wherever you're gathering, or with one another in the chat. This is for you. And as always, a final stone for those joys and sorrows and concerns and celebrations that we carry in the silence of our hearts. Let us take a minute of silence now together to rest, to reflect on what we're holding, what we've shared, and lift up our care into the world.
When people keep repeating, and you'll never fall in love. When everybody keeps retreating, and you can't seem to get enough. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. When everything feels all over and everybody seems unkind, I'll give you a four-leaf clover. Take the worry right out of your mind. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. And people keep repeating that you'll never fall in love. When everybody keeps retreating and you can't seem to get enough. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart.
Let my love open the door.
When people keep retreating,
Let my love open the door.
my love open the door. My love open the door.
My love will open the door to your heart, to your heart, to your heart, to your heart.
Our reading this morning is an excerpt from the 2021 reflection by the Unitarian Universalist Association Board of Trustees on what brings us together, love as a common theological core. We assert that our deepest common theological grounding and value is this, love. This reading is from a study commission reviewing the principles of our faith tradition that Unitarian Universalist congregations across North America covenant together to affirm and promote. Love, the commission reflects. We find it peeking through the words of the currently existing principles. We see it in our insistence on the worth and dignity of every person. We see it in the call for demanding and embodying justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. We hear it in our urging of acceptance of one another and our support for each person's spiritual growth. We discern an accountable love in our call for a reasonable search for truth and meaning. Our affirmation of the right of conscience and the right of every individual to participate in shaping those institutions that govern them displays a deep respect and love for every person. We hold up the goal of a peaceful, free, and just world community as an expression of what love can and should bring into being. And we believe that our call to respect the interdependent web that we are a part of is an articulation of love for all that is and our own place and role in that web. We see love called out as what demands that we be active in our justice work and justice making. We note that our hymnals contain many assertions of what we aspire to and what love can do and be. Let us build a home where love can dwell. Love will guide us, as we sang, and we are answering the call of love among them. We respond to the call of love because it is our common theological core. It is what can and does motivate us and illuminates our deepest commitments to each other. And that's the end of this reading. Thank you.
Unitarian Universalism? What's that? What do you believe in? When someone asks you this, how do you answer? You're still working on it. Okay. How can a religion with no single theological creed define its identity? The answer presented by the study commission on the principles, the answer is simple. Love. Love is the answer. And it is anything but simple. That statement guided a study commission for several years to review Article 2 of the Unitarian Universalist Association's bylaws. It sounds really dry. It's otherwise known as the Principles and Sources. Now, we're in Canada. We're not part of the Unitarian Universalist Association. We're part of the Canadian Unitarian Council. And yet, we are siblings. And what happens through the Unitarian Universalist Association impacts us, and it helps us think about where we belong. And we resonate with some of these statements. The result of this study commission was the adoption in 2024, overwhelmingly by a gathered body of their General Assembly, of the shared values that are printed on the front of your order of service and here. Justice, interdependence, generosity, equity, pluralism, and transformation. And that really cool graphic has the love at the center. So we have our 8 principles here. And now we've got some more words to work with. This is going to be a very wordy sermon. It's a wordy day. To help us remember these words, some of my colleagues came up with some cute acronyms. I'm going to tell you the one I don't like first. JETPIG. All right, so cute, and yet theologically a rather misrepresentative and unfortunate symbol for a faith tradition. And it's missing the love at the center. It's missing the L. So what one of the commission leaders, Reverend Dr. Cheryl M. Walker, suggested to me that she would prefer that we use Jiggle Pet. It works. JIGLPET. Now, all of you have a different image in your mind. And how appropriate is that for us? So, Jiggle Pet. However, I digress. I'll get back to the words. While these values emerge through the UUA's Article 2 study process, they resonate deeply across our wider Unitarian Universalist family, including here in Canada, through the work and witness of the Canadian Unitarian Council. They reflect something that many of us already know in our bones, that our faith is not held together by a doctrine, but by covenant, by relationship, and the ongoing practice of love. The statement is a reflection of our living tradition, adapting and growing with the context of our times, as it was always meant to do. It's an expression of our theology and our faith and our aspirations and our spiritual sources. It's all wrapped up in these statements. It's an update of these words in some ways, and it's also an evolution from them. In January, I gave a sermon called Awakening to Love. I know that was so long ago, but do any of you remember that a little bit? Yeah, I gave you some homework out of it. And we talked about love as a practice and commitment, love as a grounding and awakening presence, one that invites us into deeper relationship and shared values and faithful action in the world. Love as an action, as a discipline. Love is the source that we draw on to live into our values. And today I want to explore those values as they've been articulated for us. Now, it's a lot, and we have limited time, which I'm already draining, so I hope you'll be patient with me. This is really just a beginning of this conversation, and we'll continue to deepen our exploration of each one of these value statements as we go forward. But to help us, we have this shiny new banner on the wall to read the values, and you also have a handout in your orders of service to take away and put on your fridge or your desk or anywhere that might spark thoughtful conversation with you and your conversation partners. And I also made up a reflection sheet for you that's on the welcome table at the back, if you wanted to take that home or into the conversation room afterwards. But what I want to dive into today, what I really appreciate about these statements, is how they lean into covenant. And that's what's written in your order of service in the pamphlet. And it's also here if you can squint and read that. But first, what is covenant? It's kind of a unique word, and it's something that we use a lot in Unitarian Universalism, but you don't hear it out in the world very much. It's what we did earlier in the child dedication ceremony. It's about making promises and commitments to one another. Covenant is the pledge and promise that we make as a dedication to support the growth and development of our children. The way this is stated, first, the value names what matters to us, and then the covenant statement says, this is how we're going to live into that value. So kind of like a user's manual for religious life. First, we say, this is what I care about, and therefore, I will live my life in this way. It's profoundly different from a creedal statement. Creed asks, what do you believe? Covenant asks, how will you love? Creed says to think this way, and covenant says, live this way. Unitarian Universalism has always chosen covenant over creed. We're not bound together by an agreement or a shared understanding about God or scripture or doctrine. We are bound together by sacred promises about how we're going to treat one another, how we're going to show up in the world, and how we will remain accountable to love. This month's theme is liberating love. What does that mean? Liberating love actively works to free people from fear, from oppression, from exclusion, and from anything that diminishes human dignity. It asks not only how do I care for you, but also what needs to change? What do I need to change in order for you to fully thrive? Love that avoids discomfort is not transformative. Liberating love is love with muscular courage, asking the hard questions and sometimes telling uncomfortable truths. Love that repairs harm. Love that challenges injustice. Love that insists every person belongs. It's not passive. It's not private. It's public and accountable, and quite often demanding. It calls us not simply to kindness, but to moral courage. It asks us not merely to feel and share and show compassion, but to embody justice. It reminds us that our Universalist ancestors rejected the theology of damnation and proclaimed something radical. God is love. Love. No one is outside the circle of worth, and that includes ourselves. And we often forget that too. Beloved community is something that we build together. So let's look at these values and covenants, not as abstract ideals, but as invitations, as practices, as promises that we'll make to ourselves and to one another and to the world. So first, interdependence. Honoring the covenant of our shared living earth. This is what we value. And therefore, we covenant to protect earth and all beings from exploitation. We will create and nurture sustainable relationships of care and respect mutuality, and justice, we will work to repair harm and damaged relationships of care and respect, mutuality and justice. It's not just environmentalism. It's not just the interdependent web of existence of which we are a part. It is a theology. It's the recognition that we do not stand apart from creation, we belong to it. We don't own it. We are participants and stewards. We are kin with all other living beings. And we see this here in our gardens and in the Ajashki gardening program, which is being renewed with deeper intention and sustainability. Interdependence is evident in the thoughtful care and tending of our meditation gardens outside, and in the intentional repair of sustainable relationships of care that we have in our communities. We see it in the food pantry, overflowing with nourishing generosity. And we know through this value that nothing thrives alone. Not ecosystems, not congregations, and not people. Pluralism. Celebrating diverse religious backgrounds and practices. That's one of the things that draws so many people here to us. This is what we value. Therefore, we covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning, and we embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. This is one of our greatest gifts. We are a people of many paths: Christian and Buddhist and Jewish and pagan and humanist and atheist and mystic and doubters, and sometimes all of those before we've had lunch. Pluralism is not mere tolerance of others. It is a practice of curiosity. It says, I don't need you to be like me in order to learn from you. In fact, it's even better that way. That matters deeply in a world that is growing increasingly divided by certainty and fear. Pluralism teaches us humility. It reminds us that none of us sees the whole elephant. Remember that story? We all have just a part of a truth. We need one another to learn and to grow more fully into ourselves, to know and learn about ourselves. We need to interact with other ideas. The value of justice. Working actively to dismantle oppression and to build equity. We value this. Therefore, we covenant to dismantle racism and all forms of systemic oppression. And we support the use of inclusive democratic processes to make decisions within our congregations, our association, and society at large. Every voice matters. As Cornel West reminds us, justice is what love looks like in public. It's not just an optional side project. It is central to our faith. To say every person has inherent worth and dignity means we must confront the systems that deny that dignity. In Canada, justice means truth-telling and right relationship with Indigenous people and with immigrant communities and with gender-diverse folk. It means understanding that reconciliation is not a metaphor or a document to file away. It's a responsibility to live and to learn, to build, and to be in good relationship with the First Nations people and the lands upon which we live too. Justice means our faith must leave this sanctuary, not only in words, It's refusing to be silent when silence protects harm. So here at FirstU, we're working towards justice in so many ways, and each one of you, I'm sure, has your own story to tell. But with our affordable housing project and our partnership with community partners like the Multi-Faith Housing Initiative, sponsoring refugees and lifting up trans rights and protections for gender-based violence, and supporting the work of our many diverse community partners through our generosity and our actions, we understand this work. Justice is not charity. It is relationship and repair. Transformation. We're working through them. We'll get there. Remaining open to lifelong growth and systemic change. Therefore, we covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages. Never complete, never perfect. I like that last bit. It lets me make mistakes. Never complete, never perfect, nor should we be. And yet this one can be uncomfortable. Because while transformation sounds lovely, it asks us to change. But faith is not meant to keep us comfortable, and we were never meant to stay static. Transformation means that we are never finished, not as individuals, not as a community, not as Unitarian Universalists. We are a living tradition. We are meant to move. Generosity. Sharing our spirits and our time and our resources with the world, we value this. Therefore, we covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith and our presence and our resources. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationship of interdependence and mutuality. Generosity is not just money, although yes, sometimes it is definitely money. It is also attention. It is hospitality. It is forgiveness. It is showing up and cooking dinner for a community on Wednesday night. It's singing in the choir and making coffee, serving on committees and welcoming newcomers, staying for the hard conversations. Generosity says yes, even sometimes when you'd rather not. It says, there is enough of me to share with you too. This is what we practice in community. And finally, equity. Practicing fairness and tearing down barriers to human thriving. We value equity. Therefore, we covenant to use our time and our wisdom, our attention and our money to build and sustain fully accessible and inclusive communities. Equity doesn't ask whether the door is open, but whether everyone can actually get through it. Who is missing? Who is unheard? Who was never expected to be here? And welcome. Equity pushes us beyond welcome into belonging. It's redesign, it's rethinking. It asks us to notice barriers that we did not build, perhaps, but are still responsible. It's our responsibility to remove those barriers. And this is holy work. This is liberating love. And underneath all of it, at the very center that drives and feeds and nourishes all of these values, it is love. That's the fuel. It's not a vague or anemic love. It's not the sappy hallmark love. It's covenantal love. Covenant, like all promises, We sometimes fall short. And we come back again and again and repair. Love, the driving force behind how we live our values into this world. Love that builds beloved community. This is our Unitarian Universalist inheritance, and it's our responsibility. We're not asked to agree on everything, and thank goodness for that. What fun would that be? But we are asked to stay in relationship and to practice accountability, to always choose courage over comfort, and to keep returning to love again and again. That is our faith, and that is our work. It is what brings us together. So when someone asks you, what do Unitarian Universalists believe? Perhaps the answer is this. We believe that love is stronger than fear. And we believe that justice is what love looks like in public. And we believe that no one is outside the circle of human dignity. We believe community is sacred work, and transformation is possible and necessary. And we believe another world is worth building, and we covenant to help build it with love at the center. May it ever be so. Amen. I invite you to rise and join in our closing hymn.
Hi, everyone. This song is a new song from the new virtual hymnal, and it's really easy. And I think what we're doing is we're going through verse 1 and verse 2, and then we're repeating verse 1. Correct? Yes. Okay. So that way you get a chance to learn it and join in. And we're going to ask the band to stay on the stage after this for Spirit of Life. Okay.
I believe in the power of healing. I believe in the power of change. I believe in the power of differences.
please remain standing for a moment? Our benediction words today are from Frederick E. Gillis. May the love which overcomes all difference, which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, now and always. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we're together again. May love ever open the door. I invite you to sing one more time, Spirit of Life, in the language of your choosing. Flip back and forth, let your heart sing.